Hey everyone, Tommy here, coming at you with another one of my Solani blend reviews. This one is the fifth one I've done, and today's tobacco is Solani number 763 white and black, and the description on the tin is English black flake with latakia ready rubbed. So tin note, sort of a dark fruit, licoricey kind of smell, but also quite tobacco-y. It's got that kind of bonfire, campfire kind of smell that is often associated with latakia. And this is what the actual tobacco looks like. So as you can see, it is like a broken flake rather than a ready rubbed. This one's kind of hard to categorise because it's Virginia Latakia and Cavendish, but so you can't really call it an English as such because there's no Orientals. But then I suppose, you know, the term's subjective, so you can kind of categorise it however you want. But it's also got a fruity kind of topping, so I suppose you could kind of class it as an aromatic. Personally, I would call it an English aromatic or an aromatic English, whichever way around you want to. Because, you know, Orientals aside, it has latakia and it has Virginia, you know. But like I said, the terms are quite subjective and are subject to countless discussions on many forums that I'm just frankly not going to get into. So anyway, the blend is Virginia, Black Cavendish, Syrian latakia, and as with previous Solani blends, it smokes great straight out the tin when it's fresh, and it even smokes great when you've had the tin opened for a while, like I have with this one. I've had it open since summertime, late summertime, probably about August I think I've had it, and it still smokes superbly now. So let's get it lit. Oh, by the way, smoking it in a Rattray's Six Friends, Rhodesian, Bulldog, whatever. Again, another argument I'm not going to get into. So with this blend being a broken flake, you might think that you might have to do some additional rubbing out, which you can do if you want a finer cut, or you can just go ahead and stuff it straight on in the bowl. To be honest with you, I've found that this blend requires very little finagling. It just smokes great straight away. The blend is a medium strength. It's Cavendish and Virginia forward, with the latakia used in a smaller ratio, which works for me, to be honest with you. Personally, I prefer, if I'm going to smoke a latakia blend, I prefer the latakia to sort of be there, but more as like a support act to the Virginias used. But that's me personally, not everyone likes that. Some people like the lap bombs. But as a result, this one is a bit sweeter than your standard English. Like I said earlier, there is no Orientals in this blend, so as a result you might not really refer to it as an English as such. But to be quite honest with you, I think the absence of any more tobaccos probably makes this probably is the reason why this blend is as good as it is, because all too often with some English blends such as Nightcap, there's a bit too much in there. You know, we've kind of thrown in a lot of ingredients. We've got Virginia, you know, we've got different types of Virginia. We've got Latakia, we've got Perique, we've got Orientals in there, and you just think it's a bit of a kitchen sink blend at that point, and you struggle to, or at least I struggle to, take any discernible flavours out of the actual tobaccos I'm smoking, especially when it's a fresh tin. You know, personally for me, the only time I've enjoyed Nightcap was when the tin was seriously aged, like it had been on the shelf in greens for about 5 years, and that was really nice. But since then I've not had a decent smoke of Nightcap. Well, this one, like I say, has only 3 constituent tobaccos used, which I personally think is what makes it shine so well, because there isn't such a massive amount of ingredients. It's not confusing, it's not messy, it's not a busy blend. The blend doesn't normally need this many relights. This is just because I'm chatting on. Now the flavour of this blend is quite unusual, it's quite unique. I've not tasted anything quite like this before. It has a kind of fruity berry taste, but also a kind of wine taste to it, which sounds really unusual, I know. And personally, it makes me reminiscent of like a little bit like a sangria, but sweeter and more fruity. It is seriously good. It's a very interesting flavour profile. It's not your typical bog standard vanilla or cherry or whiskey. It's just something completely on its own, not something I've encountered before. But it tastes great. And it actually makes for a rather nice room note. So if there's anyone out there who likes Latakia, but their other half doesn't like the smell of Latakia in the house, I would say that this is significant other friendly. I think the room note will be appreciated by non-smokers. So I think this would make quite a good compromise to smoking Latakia in the house, if you smoke indoors and your other half doesn't like the smell of Latakia. The blend is unapologetically sweet, which comes from the topping, and I guess will come from the Virginia's used as well, possibly from the black cav. But the flavour really is really very Moorish, and I think it would make a very good seasonal blend for this time of year, you know, around Christmas time or leading up to Christmas time. It does have that kind of seasonal flavour to it. I think it would also make a really good transition blend for anyone who's an aromatic smoker and wants to dip their toe in Latakia blends. I think this would be a really good stepping stone because it is kind of on the precipice of being an aromatic Latakia blend. But it is a really enjoyable blend. Very sweet, but not like, I keep saying it's sweet, but it's not sickly sweet. It's not like smoking a bowl of like Lane Very Cherry or Lane 1Q. It's not that kind of sweet. It's not like smoking Trout Stream or anything like that. It's more like you can just get the natural sweetness from the Virginias and the hints of berry and the hints of wine. The wine note's more like an aftertaste on the back of your palate. It really is quite a spectacular blend, to be honest with you. It's it's a Latakia, but it's an aromatic. But the Virginias used are really, really high grade Virginias. They're not just there to form a base. They are high grade. I'd say even the Black Cavendish is high grade. It really is a good tobacco. You get absolutely zero tongue bite from it. You can puff and puff and puff away and you don't get any problems from it. Nothing like that. The burn rate's good. It goes out when, like me, you're chatting shit in front of the camera. So, it doesn't just keep on burning and heating up your bowl. It burns clean and it burns evenly. It really is a really, really excellent tobacco. The quality shines through. And as I've said with previous blends by Solani, such as Silver Flake, Aged Burley Flake, and Virginia Flake with Perique, it really is worth the premium price tag, I think. It really is. I can't imagine a Latakia lover or an aromatic lover or even someone who likes both and blends in between. I can't see them smoking it and finding many faults with it, other than the premium price tag. But hey, sometimes it's worth paying a little bit extra for, I think. It's reassuringly expensive, rather than suspiciously cheap. So, with that, I'm going to give it my rating. Now, every bowl I've had of this, I've really enjoyed. I think English purists or Latakia purists may be put off by the topping, but it certainly would make a great gateway into Latakia blends for people who smoke aromatics and don't want anything that's going to potentially be too much of a lap bomb for them. Personally, I absolutely love this blend. I think the proportions are just right. It's not too Latakia heavy. It's not too aromatic. It just works for me. So packability and lightability both 1, flavour 1, body strength balance 1. It doesn't make your head spin. It doesn't burn too quickly. It smells great in the room. It smells great in your beard. It tastes great in the bowl. Overall enjoyment 1. I've never had a bowl I didn't enjoy. So with that, I can safely say Solani 7, 6, 3, white and black. I give it a 5 out of 5. And yeah, it is brilliant. I highly recommend it. I really do. I'll be buying more. I'll be investing in some tins for the cellar. It's a really good blend. It surprised me a bit because I'm not a humongous fan of Latakia these days. Having smoked some pretty bad Latakia mixtures over the years. But yeah, that one is definitely a keeper. So with that, I will bid you farewell. thank you for watching, and you know, feel free to comment, like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your neighbours, whatever. There'll be more content to come in the future. Hope you're all doing okay, and I'll see you again soon. Take care, guys. Cheers.